Longer days and a little bit of sunshine, and of course those warm temperatures that actually seem to have shown up on the weekends, make gardeners want to get outside, start cutting back, cleaning up, getting ready for spring. Cautionary note, however, this is still February, it's almost March. We have a lot of late winter, early spring left to come, and doing too much cutback, too much cleanup, and too much opening up of the soil and those plants to the elements can really cause problems later in the landscape. So one of the things that we really recommend doing is, if you do want to start doing the cleanup, because of course in a big garden like this it takes a long time, don't cut everything all the way back to the ground. Go ahead and take off a portion of it, but leave a part of the plant material standing. That does a lot of good in terms of helping to collect whatever moisture we do get. It helps protect the crowns of those plants from desiccation in the winter months. And we have a lot of plants that have actually already started to sprout. As an example, if you have hardy chrysanthemums, they're out of the ground already. We have some of the sedums that are out of the ground. And again, you want to make sure that you are not exposing them too abruptly to the elements with 6 or even 8 weeks left of this pretty brutal, windy, up and down weather in spring in Nebraska. We all know what happens if we don't get our gutters cleaned out or the ends of the downspouts. The same thing can happen, however, with your rain garden if you have one, or your bioswale. And that would be if you have pipes that are going under a walk or going under your patio, or in our case, under our paths. Those whole inlets and outlets can really get clogged with plant debris and leaves and all sorts of stuff and junk that blew in over the winter months. And that can really be damaging if we do end up getting pretty high intensity rains that fill those ponds or fill those rain chain areas. That water cannot drain through. It's going to sit, maybe soak in, maybe not, maybe overflow, cause all sorts of issues. So again, this is a good time to get down in there and at least pull some of those leaves away from those inlets and outlets without totally exposing everything. You can also see what happens in this particular spot if we really do have a lot of bare soil. And this is actually showing the germination already of one of our common annual plants that we had in the backyard farmer garden. Coming out of the ground already, we have a set of true leaves on some of these. Pretty cold to have that completely exposed to these weather conditions. So totally bare soil is not a great idea in this kind of weather either. A lot of us have bulbs that have already popped out of the ground in some of those warmer days, just like these tulips in our backyard farmer garden. And the disadvantage of that, again, is that as the temperatures spike and the wind blows and we don't have any snow cover, they can really be exposed to the elements. In addition, these nice little chewy, luscious green shoots are perfect for the taking by wascally wabbits or other critters. So what you want to do, perhaps, is make sure that you give them a little bit of cover that soil so it doesn't blow or erode. Use maybe some of the cuttings that you've taken from other areas of the landscape or the garden, kind of cover those a little bit, keep them a bit protected. And then of course, as always in the garden, we want to scout. Make sure that nothing is going on that you really don't want to have happen, whether it's critter damage or again erosion or inadvertent footprints stepping on those bulbs. Take care of that when you see it and then get ready for spring.